You are looking live at the WBC Arena. My name is Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
Time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Leonard, always fit and trim, 175 centimeters tall with a reach of 179. And he'll be facing the marvel, Sergio Martinez. 66 kilos on the button. He's 178 centimeters tall and has a reach of 185.
This is it. This is that fight. This is that argument. I don't know what to expect.
Sugar Ray Leonard, an undisputed welterweight champion, and he won world titles in 5 weight classes. Sergio Maravilla Martinez. This future Hall of Famer who fights out of Buenos Aires, Argentina, has traveled the world over to ply his trade.
Look at this. These fighters are so up for it. Look at that.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, presenting one of the all-time greats, the Hall of Fame legend of boxing, a 5-division champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Buenos Aires, Argentina, here is a unified and sensational middleweight champion of the world, Sergio Maravilla Martinez.
Not too many seats to be had in this arena as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
What a night it is. You can hardly hear yourself speak. The atmosphere, the people at ringside. This is ridiculous.
Under the bright lights here for this one, really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Those counter punches have to hurt. They exchange punches. Couldn't land that jab. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Which fighter will say no mas? You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. These two have been going at it on social media, and now finally, they're about to go at it in the ring.
Situations like this, Todd, will either make or break a fighter, because the expectation from the thousands of people here, of the millions of people around the world, people like you and I sat here expecting everything and anything, can break a man or make a man.
The straight right just misses. The jab doesn't quite connect. A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. This fighter is all about finesse, using a lot of angles and lateral movement.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
Not a lot of defense here at all. That counter punch caught him clean. Misses with the straight left. Missing with that jab. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. straight right just misses. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leonard in that. On to the second round. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Beautiful counter punch. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter focuses on those long, straight punches, staying on the outside, and winning round after round.
These are my kind of fights, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador.
Nice counter shot. That left hook missed. Counter shot lands. Miss with that jab. Good counter punching. A perfect counter shot. Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful though. Counter punch. Catch and shoot. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
He threw a punch and just got countered. One punch can change anything when these two step in the ring. They better start respecting each other's punching power. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray and on to the third. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter's certainly not going to outthrow their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little favour and pickpocket him.
The straight right just misses. There's a counter shot. The perfect counter lands. No rest for the weary. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Beautiful counter shot. A think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Let me explain to you about a fast fighter that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have to quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
He misses with that straight left. He just misses with that jab. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. The straight right just misses. Through the straight left, but it won't score. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter... Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. For each other's punching power. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Trying to land that jab. A swing and a miss with that jab. Nice counter shot. The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
Do you believe this? Punch, counter punch. Do you believe what we're seeing? How about that time counter shot? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round? Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
You know, I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back to the corner like you've just seen the sun.
Slick, just keep him on. Come on, you're switching off. You got complacent. This fight's not overlanding your power shots. Good work.
Back into the fray here in round 5. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
We've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of the earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Just avoids the left uppercut. Nice counter. They both want the knockout. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in the gets.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Jab slightly off target. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Can't land that jab. Nice counter punch. No rest for the weary. He blocks that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Leonard in that last round. I promise you, all 3 judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who. There's the bell to start round 6. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Perfect counter shot. It's always fascinating to watch 2 good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. One punch could change everything in this battle. He parries the right jab away. He threw a punch and just got countered. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. It's all offense all the time. The straight right just misses. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Land the jab there. There's a counter shot. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Here comes round 7. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
They exchange punches. Nice exchange here from both men. How about that time counter shot? Those counter punches have to hurt. They block the left there. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. The straight right just misses. Energy and endurance are not an issue for this fighter who continues to be aggressive as the rounds wear on.
Todd, look back in history. Sugar Ray Leonard against Roberto Duran's first fight. Sugar Ray Leonard tried to fight, stand there toe-to-toe with him. The second fight, he thought, this guy's aggressive. He's nasty. He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him. I've got to frustrate him. I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter. Show your boxing skills. Step out the way. Don't fight fire with fire. Use brain over brain.
We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Hold that thought! Oh, Leonard just got rocked! I thought we were going to see the finish there.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
And he scores with the counter. Blocks the straight left. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. The Argentine Martinez is down. You could see it in their eyes. They saw that punch coming and there was nothing they could do.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
One, two, three, four.
Let's talk about Martinez in that last round. And there's the bell for round 8. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get him close.
Nice counter. Both men step back for just a moment. There's a counter shot. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. That counter punch caught him clean. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. He threw a punch and just got countered. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Catch and shoot. Misses with the straight left. Punch, counter punch. He threw the hook, didn't land. Swing and a miss with the jab. Can't score with that jab. That counter shot lands. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Leonard in that last.
I love it.
And there's the bell for round 9. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
That counter punch caught him clean. They're both trying for a knockout. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
considering all the bruising and swelling on the face. The referee says they're okay to fight, and we'll keep fighting. It appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good counter punch. He threw a punch and just got countered. Caution being thrown to the wind. These two were made for each other. Well done with that counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something different.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford...
And there's the bell for round 10. After that last round, something has got to change.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope. You've got to hope they run out of steam.
It's all offense all the time. Couldn't land that jab. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong, because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
These two fighters are made for one another. That hook doesn't score. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy. Here's the 11th. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's gonna pop you off.
This fighter is not interested in throwing one shot at a time. They throw combinations and they throw them non-stop.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
And that jab just missed with the left hand. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. They miss with the jab. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
They block the left there. And he just missed with that left jab. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
Beautiful counter shot. They block the left there. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
On to the 12th. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
There's a counter shot. Beautiful counter punch. The straight right just misses. Sergio Martinez is dazed. Maravilla is flat on his back. Lincoln, you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
I need to see that again.
So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.
PlayStation